How are we doing? I think we're live. We're live. Brilliant. How are you doing today, Inal?
Great. As you can see, look at my background. What a
Yeah, I
beautiful
was going to say.
sunset
Yeah, where are you called? Where are you coming in from today?
from Dubai. I'm based in Dubai, so
Makes sense.
beautiful
Yeah,
evening here in Dubai.
that's why I'm. For me, it's quite bright. It's about 2 p.m. right now. I'm in Lisbon. Well, I say Lisbon, Portugal, just a bit outside of Lisbon, so it's a bit lighter for me. But yeah, it looks like it's a bit darker for you. You're sitting outside in the cafe or restaurant?
Exactly, exactly. Usually I do it from my working place, but today I decided this is about investments, right? So it should be
Yeah.
more more chilled.
Chill. Exactly. Not so serious. Why would you want to be so serious when speaking
100%.
about investments?
Yeah, this is
That
just
doesn't
money,
make any
right?
sense. Exactly. So we're slowly going to start off. Everyone who's joining us, whether it's on YouTube, X, or the normal Telegram chat. Hello, Jerry. How you doing, brother? And I was looking relaxed. Of course, he's relaxed. He's talking about Tom Ventures. He knows what he's talking about when it comes to this, right? So yeah, today, now why don't you kind of give a bit of an introduction about yourself and, of course, Tom Ventures and what we're going to be talking about today.
Sure. Yeah, I'm Inal, partner at Ton Ventures. Actually, most of people in Ton ecosystem know me as the info lead of Ton Foundation, which I actually was for over a year. But yeah, last 4 months, I'm partner, as I already said, at Ton Ventures. So we are early stage VC in the Ton ecosystem. We invest in companies in the Ton ecosystem, essentially. Try to support them and the whole ecosystem with investments. We're a 40 million fund. And yeah, today we're going to talk about fundraising. I guess it is called fundraising 101, like the basics of it. So we'll try to discuss what are the common mistakes for founders, what you should do and what you should not do probably. So this is going to be very basics of fundraising and of how to actually get your first investment from VCs.
That's quite cool, actually. It'll be very interesting to hear, and I'm sure there's a lot of people who have been building projects who would love to know this information. I think definitely I've met a lot of crypto, founders and people who are trying to build in crypto in general who are always asking, how do I get access to, to capital, to angel investors, to everything that's needed. So I think this is a very good topic to talk about in general. I see Jerry. I don't know if you have access. Sorry, I was going to say I don't know if you have access to see the comments. Jerry Bond said that he still feels like you're the gaming lead and Tom.
No, I mean, I still try to help Foundation and mostly gaming teams, but now, yeah, it's a bit broader. Not only gaming, but other types of projects as well. By the way, I said Ton Ventures, but I didn't actually show the website. Can I show it? Actually started
Of course.
sharing. Yeah, just want to say, some people can say, hey, what is Ton Ventures? You can go to tonventures.io and actually find some information about what we actually do, our portfolio companies. This is the most interesting part. We invested in many teams on very early stages, I don't know, Stonefly, Adidas, Stormtrade, Eva, Catizen, for example, Phantom, and many other well-known projects in the ecosystem. So just forgot to mention that there's a website, funventures.io. Feel free to go to have a look, and also even you can apply for investments here. There is a button called Submit Project. So yeah, just wanted to mention that.
Makes a lot of sense. I mean, it's a very, very nice website. Look at it. Look at those animations. It's very smooth. And luckily, this will attract more people to apply.
That's why I'm actually sharing it as a stream. I mean, I'm streaming the whole website, not just a picture.
Yeah,
Just to
it
show you
makes a lot of
this
sense.
animation. Yeah.
It looks like we have the orange PFP guy in the house. Good morning, Victor. How are you doing? Everybody loves to see a good Victor. Hopefully, you'll get better soon, my friend. But why don't we begin about talking more about Ton Ventures and what it is, right? I mean, you've briefly explained Ton Ventures. Do you want to go a little more in depth about it in general, what exactly it is?
Actually, we're a classical VC, invest in the Ton ecosystem. As I already said, we try to support projects in the ecosystem. We invest usually, I mean, we say from 100K to 500K, but average check size is about 200 to 150. And yeah, we actually announced some of our investments already. More to come. I mean, we invested way more than we announced, so there are going to be more investments. And in general, not much to add here. We try not just to invest actually into teams. We try to help them with what they built, because there are like two partners, me and Ian. I was, as I already said, game lead at Ton Foundation. Ian was head of accelerator at Ton Foundation in the past. So we've seen a lot. We've seen a lot, not only in Ton, but we've seen a lot of projects. So we know what to do and what not to do. Obviously, I'm not saying that we know like the only right way. There's not just one right way, but definitely we know a lot of mistakes by projects, a lot of like pitfalls, etc. So yeah.
Makes a lot of sense. I mean, it's very exciting because we do have a lot of different initiatives on Ton. As you mentioned already, Ton Accelerator, we have Ton Nest, Ton Ventures. There's a lot going on. But yeah, let's dive a little bit deeper into Ton Ventures. But before we do that quickly, we do have one important question from Victor that's, I think, directly targeted towards you now, right? And what meme coin is Inal bullish on?
To be honest, I'm not very bullish about any specific meme coin. I have to say that this way, but I'm very bullish about infrastructure on meme coins because as an investor, I mean, meme coins is more about like gambling. Investors do not actually gamble much on the personal level as well. I do not gamble much, but I'm very bullish about infrastructure and meme pads, different meme pads in the Ton ecosystem. So yeah, what I'm saying is I'm very bullish around like infrastructure. But I'm not like I cannot say any specific meme coin on Ton right now.
That's probably one of the best ways to dodge a meme coin question. Great answer. I love that.
I'm professional in dodging questions, so yeah.
Especially about making gambles. Anyway, let's get back into Ton Ventures, right? So there are, from my understanding, that there are some questions from founders that that we have to address here today. So why don't we start with just a simple one, right? In your personal opinion, at what stage should the startups be at when it comes to in the Ton ecosystem for them to actually start trying to fundraise?
Perfect question. Really common question among founders. Like, hey, at what stage we should reach out to you? That's like many people text me this way. In my opinion, you should actually reach VCs as soon as possible. Like, I mean, obviously you will not get investments at very early stage when you have just an idea. You can get if you have a really good track record and background. I mean, if you are, I don't know, serial founder, or, I mean, if you're a founder of, if Vitalik comes to us and says, hey, I'm going to found a Ton startup, will you put some money? We will say definitely. But if you do not have like a good track record, or if you're not like a serial entrepreneur, etc., probably you will not get investment until you have at least an MVP and some initial traction. But it always makes sense to reach out to investors as soon as possible, because investors, this is not just about money. This is not just about getting money. This is about getting feedback. And earlier you get feedback, better for you. So try to get this feedback as soon as possible, and do not wait for anything. Do not wait for MVP or wherever to get the initial feedback. But when you have an MVP, I mean, reach out to the investor as early as possible. They probably will tell you, hey, I don't know, you are too early. And then keep updating them. Hey, we launched MVP. Hey, we got the first traction, etc. By the way, I actually have prepared something here. This is my QR on Telegram.
You should not have done this. Good luck.
I know. This is my job now. So, I mean, if you have a project and if you want actually to reach out to investor, go ahead, text me. But we will talk about how actually to how to reach out an investor. This is very important in my opinion. But let's do it a bit later, like about like communications, etc. If you don't mind. For now, as early as possible, reach out to investor, get feedback. Keep updating them, like, hey, we got this traction. Hey, I don't know, well, we launched the MVP, etc.
But when it comes to when they should try to fundraise, right? Does it also depend on who they're trying to target, whether it's a VC or an angel investor, right? I presume different places will have different requirements, and also we'll be looking at projects in different stages of their life, right? So yeah, 100%. I guess it's quite a difficult question.
Yeah, but at the same time, what I'm saying is as early as possible, because if you reach out to somebody early, it's good. I mean, because in the worst case, you'll just get a rejection. If you reach out to them too late, it's bad. Because, for example, we at Ton Ventures, we say that we are early stage investors. We're not going to invest. We're probably not going to invest if you have, I don't know, 100 million valuation, right? Because of that, earlier you reach out, better. There is no, I mean, there's no problem of, oh, we don't have anything, we will reach out, and then they will stop talking to us. If you keep moving, if you keep improving in terms of project, in terms of traction, every investor will be happy to talk later as well, not only once. This is not the game when you have only one chance. So as early as possible. Obviously, you have to think of what kind of investors you want to reach. That's true. I mean, if you go to A16Z on very early stage, it doesn't make any sense because they do not invest on very early stage. That's true. You have to do some kind of homework, and you have to understand what type of VCs you talk to. So yeah, when I'm saying here as early as possible, I'm mostly talking about early stage VCs like us.
Makes sense. I mean, look, now we understand when. The question is where. So where should they go to, to find it?
Yeah, I actually have a good answer here. First, again, here is my QR. Feel free to reach me out. But again, how exactly, we will talk about it a bit later. Also, there is alternative. There is, for example, CryptoRank. I don't know, have you heard of CryptoRank or not? You can easily, what do I recommend to do? For example, you build a DeFi product on Ton. What you should do is you have to go to CryptoRank, open a big existing DeFi products on Ton, and see who actually already invested in those projects. For example, EVA. You can see that rounds, who invested: Wegme Ventures, Toncoin Fund, Existential Capital. And you can just actually go to their website and reach them out. This is just EVA is just one of the examples. Or let's say we have Storm Trade, right? Let's go to Storm and see. For example, fundraising.
This is very interesting. I didn't actually know about this. I've used CryptoRank for a while now for many different things. I didn't realize that they were even this useful in this way. But
exactly.
I guess, if you approach it from a different angle, looking for a different answer, then you could find it here too. That's interesting.
100%. So now you can open again Storm Trade, and you see who invested in them. So this is an example of, for example, if you're building a DeFi. Let's say you're building a GameFi. Do the same thing. Find Kardan. Definitely Kardan have some investors. And just look who invested in Kardan, like Binance Labs, Top, obviously the open platform, KuCoin, in the launch pool, etc. So you will not find everything here, but this is the way to think about it. Or, for example, I don't know, Aikido Games. Go look who invested, Top invested again. So what I'm saying here is find products in the same vertical that you work, and look who invested in those projects, and just go to websites of those funds and just reach them out. This is the best way how you can actually find right VCs, right investors into your project. Also, we try to help with this. I mean, we at Ton Ventures, me personally, if you come to us and, for example, we do not invest, let's say, I don't know, gambling. We've never invested in it. And if you build gambling, I can connect you with couple funds doing investment in gambling, infrastructure for gambling, etc. So what I'm saying here is first go to CryptoRank, try to find products in the same vertical, find their investors, talk to them. Second step, come to us, talk to us. Maybe we know other investors who actually deploy money in the vertical that you work at. Maybe we are going to be interested in it, or if we are not, for example, we can connect you with others. Obviously, we know all the VCs in the ecosystem. I think Ton Ventures is the most well-known VC in the ecosystem, but there are many others actually deploying money. Top obviously deploys money, the open platform. I don't know, DWF Ventures invested in many projects. Also Coin
We
Fund
have
invested in
Gate
some
Ventures.
projects. Gate Ventures, MEC Ventures, OKX Ventures, etc. So I mean, we know all of them. I just named a couple, most active ones, but there are tens and tens of them. We know all of them, and we can help you to reach them out as well. At least we can send your pitch deck and blurb, and to get some feedback. If they're interested, they will reach out to you.
Makes a lot of sense. I mean, it's actually really, really good to have this live stream right now, and you've shown quite a lot of what we like to call alpha, right? Even for fundraising, because as I previously mentioned, I've had a lot of friends who have wanted to create projects and they wanted to look for fundraising, but just didn't know where to start. And this is a very, very good way to start, actually. I don't know. I always like, you see, for me, I always like these little tips and tricks that if you're in the know-how of looking for this, you know. But if you don't, if you're not taught about it, it's very difficult to find it. But it's very,
Yep.
very good. But yeah, I mean, look, let's move on to a little bit to talk about what to actually offer VCs, because that's another big question, right? It's okay, we found who we want to fundraise with. Now we want to approach them. What do we offer them?
Yeah, what do we offer them? You always have to understand that VCs are like ROI-oriented companies, ROI-oriented companies. It means that their ultimate goal is to earn money, right? And they can earn money in a couple of ways. The first one is by getting equity in your company, getting rev share or profit share, etc., or by buying tokens and essentially by like getting tokens at lower valuation, then you get listed. I don't know, they sell it like with some cliff. So I mean, there are a lot of terms. I don't want to like talk about all this stuff, but essentially you have to offer them either equity or token. Period. That's it. It can be also connected with revenue shares or profit share, but this is mostly for like other DeFi products when they have actual revenue because of like fees that they take from transactions, or because of gaming companies. I mean, at gaming companies, at game studios, it also makes sense to offer them like a revenue share or profit share as well. So in general, this is what you have to offer. So you should not offer, hey, we are doing this and you have invested in us because the ecosystem is going to grow because of us. Like, I mean, you can offer this. This is like a good way, but all the VCs, at least in the Tron ecosystem, they are ROI oriented. In some other blockchains, I think it's a very, very bad practice, to be honest, in the Web3. But there are some VCs when they say, hey, we're an ecosystem fund, we invest in projects just to help the ecosystem to grow. But this is not the case for Ton. There is no VC in the Ton ecosystem essentially donating money to teams. Everyone invests in teams and thinks, for Ton. Everyone invests in teams and their businesses, and they want to earn something in the future. In future can be like 3-4 years, but still they want to earn something. So do not offer them, hey, invest in us and the ecosystem will grow. Offer them, hey, we think that we can be, 20 times bigger in terms of like revenue, valuation, wherever. Invest in our either equity or token or both. So this is what you have to come to investors with. To be honest, last couple of days I got a couple messages from people who definitely have never done this with investors, have never talked to investors. So they were like, "Hey, what can you offer? Like, let's think of how we can collaborate. Like, this is definitely not the best way to communicate as well. Like, if you come and you do not offer anything, you just ask a question to VC. This is kind of weird. Like, come with a ready offer. Hey, this is our presentation. This is our blurb, like short description, and this is what we are looking for. Like, I don't know, this valuation. We want to grow this. We want to get this market, etc., etc. So, yeah, what I'm saying here is come with a ready, ready presentation, ready offer. Also, when I say like a deck, this is like my pain point because some teams come and they do not have a proper deck. How to have a proper deck? Just go to Y Combinator. Y Combinator has a good article saying how to build your seed round pitch deck. They even have a template of what you should have in your presentation. This is not about the design. This is just about the structure. So just go to this page, like you can Google it easily, like Y Combinator pitch deck, whatever, Y Combinator pitch deck template. They even have, I believe, like you can download it as a file. And the structure is very simple, like what the company is about. Founders build bad seed decks. This is essentially a problem. Our template solves this problem solution. All the companies are using us. This is your growth base. By the way, this is the most important slide probably because everyone wants to see how fast you're growing. Also, this is going back to the question about at what stage we should come to investors. Some people put it the way like, hey, how many users we should have to come to you and to talk about investments. This is not about like exact number of users. This is always about the growth and growth pace. This is the most interesting part for every single VC. because you can get 1 million users in the Tonica system. You can get it in like 1 day, right? Just go buy traffic for $20,000 and you have 1 million users in your mini app. Nobody cares about that. Everybody cares about sustainable growth. So this is very important. Anyways, yeah, money right next to our DEX. This is about the result of what your product your product can bring to your customers. Our deck work because of science. This is something that only you know. I mean, you as a team, as a company, your business model, future plans, some information about the team, and this is the offer, what you're looking for. And Y Combinator actually covered it really well. Like how much money you're looking for, how you're gonna spend this. Nobody is asking you for like financial projections, or nobody is asking you for like, please write down your budget for the next year. No, just like general description of what you actually want to do with the money that you're going to raise. And yeah, with the money, we'll hit all the milestones, blah, 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 it just takes. This is the best structure of a deck that you can have.
It's very
So
interesting.
yeah.
No, that's very interesting that they made a deck on how to make decks. And
Exactly.
no, it's cool though, because another problem that I've had with some other projects that I have either worked with or have seen friends make is, when it comes to making the pitch deck, because there are so many different pitch decks targeting different things depending on what you're doing, sometimes it's difficult to actually create one specifically for what you need, right? So I guess this is very, very, very good if you guys are trying to create a good one. I know we just went through it quickly. Maybe I'll go through it a bit later myself, just to interest myself a little bit more. But yeah, that's really, really cool, actually. Thank you for that. But I think we should move on to the next, right? Let's get this started, because look, apparently I'm not your typical investor or into fundraisers or anything like this, but there are two types of investments. We have the SAFE and the SAFT investment. I think it's SAFT, right? So could you explain the difference between the two?
Yeah, of course. SAFE. Actually, I already mentioned this. Like you have to offer to investors either investment in the equity, it means in your company, or your token. I'll try to explain it in like a very simple way. But you have to understand that this is. I'm going to simplify it like a lot. There are like many details here. So yeah, SAFE is investment into your equity, into the company. SAFT is investment into your future token or existing token. Actually, I even also have, I was like, I wanted to show, also Y Combinator have this SAFE description, like how SAFE works, and they didn't have the document here. So sorry, let me just find the document quickly. Oops, yeah, you can download it on the website here. So for US companies, non-US companies, you can even read the SAFE. SAFE, it's a template of a contract between investor and a team and a company. A very simple one. You can read it. It's not that hard. It was prepared by Y Combinator, and SAFE. It's an investment into the equity. So this is like, again, there is a template. Just open it, read it, and you'll understand it. Like, there is nothing. There are no complicated stuff about it. SAFT. It's an investment into a token. And also, simple agreement for future token. Here, there's another template, not by Y Combinator. So you can go to github.com/SAFT project/SAFT, and you can find the template here as well. Also, you can read it. So SAFE is a simple agreement for future equity. SAFT is simple agreement for future token. We, for example, we at Ton Ventures, we prefer to do SAFE plus one-to-one token warrant. So it means that we invest in equity, but we expect it. Sometimes we expect, sometimes we not. But if you launch a token, we want to get some part of your token allocations as well. So yeah, what I'm saying is SAFE investment into equity, very simple template. Go to Y Combinator, you'll find it there. SAFT investment into token, also very simple. Just you can find it on the GitHub, read it, couple pages. And yeah, this is like the main description between these two types of contracts between the VC and a project.
That makes sense. I mean, it's quite simple to understand. It's understandable. Literally, one ends with E, put that towards equity. One ends with T, put that towards tokens. Makes sense.
Exactly.
Tokens, I presume there is the good old vesting and everything else that needs to happen for, and equity is just I presume depends on how much percentage equity they want of the company. Yeah, very simple, very good. Thank you for explaining that.
You nailed it.
Yeah. Now, I guess at least when it comes to, talking to the VC, how do you think is best that they should communicate with them? Especially during the process of applying and presenting, their idea, and maybe even afterwards as well.
Yeah, actually, I just had a thread about how not to communicate with VCs a couple of days ago on X. Because let me start with that, like how you should not communicate. Again, yeah, on X, there is a thread on how you should not start a conversation with investors. So, for example, coming and saying, "Hey, I don't know, yo, I'm an owner of a channel." Oh, no, this is not a good example. Let me just show you. Yeah, we would be thrilled to arrange a brief meeting to provide you with an in-depth overview of our product and discuss potential synergies. Thanks. This is the wrong way to communicate.
Nice.
You should always start with, "Hey, my name is I don't know, I'm doing project XYZ. This is the blurb. This is the deck. Period. This is what every single VC is expecting from you. So you need a blurb, which is a couple paragraphs about your project. In the blurb, you have to have a basic information, what problem you try to solve and what traction you already have. Deck, this should be either with DocSend or just I don't know, PDF attached to the message on Telegram. And that's it, nothing else. No need to explain, "Hey, somebody gave me your contact," I don't know, whatever. It can help you, but usually this is just a distraction for VCs. Okay. Why I am so kind of harsh on it? Because you have to understand how many messages VCs get every single day. For example, for us at Ton Ventures, I actually I counted a couple weeks ago. I counted how many applications we got, how many requests or different types of messages we got from different projects we got in under 4 months, in a little bit over 3 months, and it was more than 700. So you have to understand that so many projects compete for actually some kind of time for VCs. So you have to actually be straight to the point. You should not talk about "Hey, I don't know, 20 sentences of we think that we are the best team." No, do not talk about your team. Do not talk about I don't know, why you're gonna win this market. No, just a blurb, what problem you solve, and show on the slides. Again, according to the structure provided by Y Combinator, just show on the slides your current traction, and what problem you solve and why your team is good. That's it. But do not do it in the message on Telegram or wherever. Also, I do not like when the team just says, "Hey, let's hop on a call and we will explain, I don't know, everything." I physically do not have time to hop on a call with every single project that texts me. So again, I'm talking not only about me, I'm talking about every single VC. So you have to interest them. You have to actually show that you're an interesting project, that VCs will spend at least 30 minutes of their time talking to you. Also about the communication during the calls. This is also my pain point. When you just go to a call and projects, I don't know, first 10 minutes, they just talk about anything but not about their project. Sometimes I can sound even a bit rude when I just say, "Hey, can we just go straight to the point, please? Can we start talking about the project?" It can sound a bit weird sometimes, I know, but this is definitely one of the biggest points that I have. You have to talk about your business, not about random stuff, not about "Hey, I know the guy who is the friend of Vitalik." This is a real case. The guy came to a call and was like, "Hey, do you know that I'm a friend of Vitalik?" I was like, "I don't care. Come on." So you have to be really straight to the point. That's what I want to say.
It makes a lot of sense, and I think in English we have a terminology for this: is we don't like when people beat around the bush. It's a very UK
Exactly.
thing to say.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yep.
and I agree with you. And to be honest with you, I don't, I don't work with VCs or fundraising or fundraising anyway. And I also get those messages saying, "Oh, can you please can we just jump on the call so I can explain it to you?" And I understand it's a little bit easier for you to explain it over a call rather than a message. But if I said yes to every single person asking me this, I won't have time to do anything else. So no,
No,
it's
I mean,
just how it is.
I had weeks when I had about like 40 calls, like literally 40 calls. So it's about like 8 calls every single day. I
Yeah.
had days when I had 11 calls per day. So I'm just saying that it is really, really hard for me to find time to talk to every single project, just physically. Not because I'm mean. I am mean, yes, but not because I'm mean.
We need to split an hour in two. We need another copy.
No, I mean there are other faults at Tom Ventures, but this is not the solution for the problem.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense, mate. And when the bull market does fully take off, which hopefully it has now, you're going to get even more. So get ready for it.
Yes, exactly. So when we keep getting messages, we keep getting new projects in the ecosystem, and it will just get worse.
Better for the ecosystem, worse for everybody who's trying to
No, I
make
mean
it work.
worse in terms of like time, but definitely better for the ecosystem.
Exactly. I mean, look, we've been talking about where to go, when they should try to do it, but what about after they've got it, right? So I've got my fundraising. What should I do now? How do I communicate back to the VC? I guess every single month, show them improvements, or what should we do?
Yeah, I would say that definitely you have to not only show your progress, but you have to keep pushing your VCs. Because what VCs are usually good at, they're good at connections. So if you have a request, I don't know, hey, we're looking for this, we're looking for employees, we're looking for a connection to this company in the ecosystem, or for example, let's talk about Town Ventures. What we try to do when we work with our portfolio companies, we try to provide them not only like money, not only check, but also we try to provide them any kind of connections or any kind of feedback they need. So our portfolio companies, they can easily come to us and say, hey, we're building this. What do you think about that? And because we talk to many teams, we understand like what worked and what not. So we can give you some feedback. We can at least tell you, hey, we know that team XYZ tried to build the same thing or faced problems A, B, and C. So you have to talk to them. So what I'm saying here is keep your investors somehow engaged. Get the feedback from them, push them constantly to, I don't know, get connections. So your VCs is your asset. What I'm saying here, they're not just invested in you and just like waiting. There is a process called portfolio management, essentially, which for most of most of good VCs means that they try to help their portfolio companies. They try to, I don't know, maybe they have 2 portfolio companies that can have some kind of synergy, right? So and they will try to connect these 2 portfolio companies and say, hey, we think that you should work this way. So keep pushing your VCs, keep pushing your investors in terms of like getting good connections, getting right connections, getting some feedback about what you actually want to launch. And yeah, keep them updated about your progress. This is also very important in my opinion. Like they have to understand that you're doing some progress. Because if you're doing some progress, if you're actually sharing, like, I don't know, even some problems that you face with, I don't know, at some point, maybe they will meet another team which tries to solve this problem and they will say, okay, I remember my portfolio company had a problem here, so I will connect you with them so you can actually try to solve this problem together. So yeah, push your investors. They are your assets, not just like, I don't know, they're your partners as well. So keep pushing them and keep them updated.
That makes sense. So basically, I guess to put it into layman's terms is if you have a problem, actually let your investors know because they might be able to help you instead of trying to be scared of talking to them about your problem.
Exactly. So sharing your problems is one of the best things that you can do, actually.
Yeah, I mean, it makes a lot of sense, to be honest with you, because of course the VC investors themselves have access to so many other projects, and with that comes experience, and where they might have had the same problem. So it makes a lot of sense to share with them. It's just, of course, it probably can be scary at time, for, let's say, a funder's invested in you, and maybe you fucked up, you've done something, and you don't know if you want to approach them about it because you're just like, well, we didn't want to tell you, but this happened. But
no.
of course, for
Exactly.
them
I
as
mean,
their
very good point that you actually said about like failures and like negative experience. In my opinion, one of the best founders are not like first-time founders, but founders with failed startups in
of
the
course.
past. Because they always, I mean, it depends on the founder, obviously, because some founders they fail, but they do not understand why they failed. But some founders they fail and they realize, okay, I've done this, this, and this, like in a wrong way. So
Yeah,
when you
it
talk
makes
to
a lot
these
of
kind of
sense.
founders, you're like, yeah, I really like this guy because at least he knows what he should not do in the next company, in the next journey. So what I'm saying here is like VCs usually value much negative experience. Not all
Yeah,
like not
it
only
makes a lot of sense.
in your previous company, but during like the company that they invested into too. So if you can like have some kind of retrospective view at what went wrong, that's great. Share it with your VCs, with your investors.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense, actually. I wanted to say, guys, who's watching, whether it's on X or on YouTube, if you have any questions, please put them, comment them down below. We'll try to go through them too. I presume as there's been none so far. You've been explaining things quite well, and actually you have. Very simply is, in my opinion, is the best way to go forward to explain to, especially the Tom community too. But yeah, if anyone has any questions, it would be amazing because I personally have run out a little bit of questions to ask. You've explained everything really well. But the actual application process, all they have to do, go onto this Ton Ventures site and just press submit a project, right? That's it.
Yes, that's the easiest way to apply for Ton Ventures investments. So yeah, here's a button, submit project. Or as I already said, there's like my Telegram handle. You can also drop me a message. I cannot guarantee that I will reply fast, but I try to reply to everyone. So yeah. One more thing, by the way, about VCs and the feedback. Unfortunately, I think unfortunately, most of VCs, they will probably not reply to you if they're not interested in your project. This is very typical for not only for Tonic Assisting, this is very typical for like every single VC. So if they're interested, they will reply. They will like keep talking to you. If they're not, they will probably will just either ignore or VCs do not like sending rejections in general. So you have to understand this. Like if VCs do not actually actively and proactively communicate, you have to do that. You have to keep pushing. You have to say, I mean, VCs will write your rejection if you keep pushing. If you do not, they will just like wait or they will not reply or anything. So usually it means that they're not interested that much, but still keep pushing until you get a rejection. It's always better to get a rejection than just like get nothing.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. It does
And
make a lot of sense.
also why it makes sense, why it is important, because when VCs write you a rejection, they usually write you a reason why they're not investing. So this is a way how you can learn something. So if they just stop replying to you, okay, you can treat it as a rejection, but then you will not get a feedback. So it's always better to keep pushing, get a rejection, and in like 90% of cases, it will have a reasoning as well.
I mean, that makes a lot of sense too, actually. And now that you think, I feel like you've gone through all of these steps by steps, and seeing what the little reasons for why you should be doing them is really nice. I always like explaining stuff like that too. We do actually have a question from Jerry Bond. I'll put it up on the screen for you to read too. Does Ton Venture like do some form of mentorship for projects that they give funds out to?
Of course, we actually, again, as I already said, we try to help all the teams. We become their advisors in some way. We become like we're not very deep into their operations, to be honest. But like product wise, we try to give them a feedback. But it always based on the requests from projects. Sometimes we do it proactively when we see, hey, here's an opportunity. What do you think about this? But if teams comes and asks like, hey, can we have like, I don't know, a weekly call or a call every 2 weeks to discuss our progress and get the feedback from you? Of course, we'll try to help you 100%. So yeah, we try to be some kind of advisors for projects that we invest in.
That makes a lot of sense. I mean, I don't think you guys would proactively like try to help in that way every single time, because more as a fund or a VC raise, you usually like to put the money there and help out a little bit, but not fully take reign or take charge. That would be my
Yep.
guess, right? Because there'll be too
Yeah,
many
100%.
projects that you're trying to invest into, and then spreading your resources too thin and trying to help every single one. It makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
I mean, but in general, Jerry Bond, you know about Tom Nest. If you need a lot more help when it comes to applying for, within your projects or what you're trying to build, you can always apply to Tom Nest. And in the end, also Tom Nest can help you get through to Tom Ventures and help you prepare for Tom Ventures as well, because that's one of the things that they do. So if you guys are at an early stage and maybe you don't feel like you're not at the stage where you want to be applying for Tom Ventures to try to raise funding, maybe because you haven't built out a team that you want to have, or maybe because you haven't built out something that's needed, right? At least in your opinion, to go forward to Tom Ventures, you can always apply to Tom Nest, and then Tom Nest will help get you prepared and also help you apply to Tom Ventures too. So there's always that solution.
And also, by the way, let me show one page. There is a page called Welcome to Ton Founder. I believe it's public somewhere. So I'm just saying here you can find all the details about like what kind of support you can get from like Ton Foundation.
Can you forward this to me, because this is not very public? We need to share this out more. Actually, I had somebody ask me today in DMs, like, is there a site where I can go and kind of read about Ton Accelerator, Ton Ventures, Ton Nest, and just
So you can go through this page and you can find like details about almost everything. Like for example, about Ton Nest. What is Ton Nest? I don't know, requirements, etc. Or even like venture, scalar product rise from funds like Ton Ventures, etc. So you have links to Ton Ventures here. So I'll forward. I'll drop you a link to this link. So let's make it more public. So, but what I'm saying here, like this page is usually a very good starting point for every single founder in the ecosystem to understand what kind of support, what kind of like resources they can get in the Ton ecosystem.
It makes a lot of sense. That's a really great page. I didn't know we had that. We need to share this more. Victor, if you're still watching, we need to probably repost this. It's not a question, but I think this is quite good. Good to see that if you can read it, that this so far this talk has been helpful for some people.
Oh, that's great. So at least we spent this like 40 minutes with some results.
We do have another question though for Claude, asking if Tom Venture supports projects that are not backed by the Tom Foundation.
Of course, I mean we work closely with Tom Foundation. We are like, but we are not a part of the foundation. So we try to support projects that we actually like. And what is backed by Ton Foundation? As far as I know, Ton Foundation does not invest in any single project, or they can give a grant, but that's it. Ton Foundation is a non-profit organization, so they don't have an investment arm, for example. So I don't get actually what do you mean with backed by Ton Foundation here.
Probably means that, that probably they've either collaborated with Ton Foundation or Ton Society in some sort of way or form.
This is not required. Even sometimes, for example, we invest in a project and then Ton Foundation like looks at the project as, hey, this is like a cool project. We want to, I don't know, give them some exposure, and we want to help them with marketing, wherever, etc. So no, we're not looking at this point. I mean, for some teams, it's like the opposite way. First, they get investments on Ton Ventures, and then they got some kind of endorsement from Ton Foundation because Ton Foundation sees them.
Yeah, well, maybe if you guys apply, get in, and maybe Ton Foundation will see you too, and that'll be quite a big boost to the project as well, of course.
100%.
100%. Yeah. I mean, look, we've had a couple of good questions come through as well. I'm out of questions. You've managed to answer everything really, really well. Send me that website, don't forget. But outside of that, I'm out of questions, man. You've done a really good job at answering all of these.
Thank you. Thank you very much for all the great questions to you and to our listeners as well, or watchers. So thank you very much. It was a pleasure to be here. So I guess this is my third stream related to Ton Nest and streams there. So every time it's a pleasure, guys.
It's a pleasure. It is a pleasure. I love doing these live streams too. They're a lot of fun. I love bringing different people who work for the Ton Foundation Society on, and just showing off exactly what it is they do, so people understand, the community understands that we do have, competent people who are very much in charge of different arms of the ecosystem, and it's great to see that. It was a really, really good session. Everybody who's listening or watching, thank you all for coming and listening. And yeah, I guess we'll see you on the next one. We're going to have a really fun Ton Real Talk space tomorrow, actually, about a mysterious event that's happening on the On bot. So that should be a lot of fun. But yeah, guys, have a good day. It's time to end off the stream. If you missed something in the stream, you can always go back and rewatch it. If I'm correct, it is recorded. So it will be there for you guys to rewatch. And now, enjoy your, I was going to say day, but enjoy your evening. It is evening time for you. Yeah, it is evening time for you. And thank you for coming on and answering all the questions. Have a great day, and we'll speak soon, everyone.